Hey, Seth David here from the world famous Nerd Enterprises Incorporated, and I want to welcome you, those of you who are in it by now, to the e-commerce accounting community on Discord. Now, with this, I'm doing something a little different than I've done with all of my previous courses. As part of the bonus, the launch that I did, anybody who signed up for the course got access to the community included. Going forward, it's going to be sold as a separate add-on on a subscription basis for only $37 a month. Those who want to use it for a period of time can use it. It's month to month. You can cancel anytime, join back up when you need it. The reason I wanted to do this specifically is to give people an opportunity, for those who might want to join just the community. And by joining just the community, you won't have access to the course, but you can certainly pick up on a lot of things and ask questions and get answers to your questions. And then, of course, anytime you want to sign up for the course, if you end up getting motivated to do so based on your experience in the community, that opportunity is certainly always going to be there for you. In the meantime, what I'd like to do is give you a tour of the community and also explain along the way how Discord works. We're going to look at both the desktop app and mobile. So that's step number one. If you haven't done this yet, pause the video, go log into Discord on your browser and download the apps. You definitely want to use the apps for this, desktop and mobile. It is designed to work that way. You can use it in a browser tab, but I assure you that's not how they really intended for you to use it. They just have to give you that as the gateway to get into the actual app. So let's take a look at my screen and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, you don't see these two channels here. So on the left, this whole thing is called the Bulletproof Bookkeeping blah, blah, blah for e-commerce accounting server. So when you're on Discord, what you have are Discord servers. It's kind of comparable to what Slack calls a workspace. And then on the left, you have all the channels. Now with Discord, there's different kinds of channels. So most of these are text channels, but I've got the space here for voice channels. So if we ever wanted to do kind of an audio-only call and discuss any questions people have, that's how I'll wind up using this. These are private. These are channels I was going to use with my designer and my marketing guy to do that kind of planning for the launch, but we never ended up doing that. Right? So the first thing you'll see is here where it says Start Here. Initially, and if I scroll all the way back up, I had put in a welcome message here, and I intended to use this for announcements and things. But I also configured this to be the channel that Discord itself uses for any sort of server-wide announcements. So anytime a new member joins, that gets posted here. And I actually like it, but as a result, I can't really use this to make announcements. So I'll keep working down the list, and I'll get to what I did instead. Next channel down, Learn Discord. Okay, there's nothing in here, but this is available. If you have questions about how to use Discord, this is the place to ask them. News and markets. This is open to all members who want to, if you have articles that are interesting that affect the e-commerce world, then feel free to drop them in here. I try to get in here at least once a day, not every day, and drop in. I have a lot of subscriptions to a lot of news sources, so anytime I find something that I think is really interesting, I'll drop that in here. And of course, it'd be great to have discussions, right? So if you have some thoughts about an article that's posted in here, feel free to reply to that article, right? So when I hover my mouse over anything that's in here, such as this article that I posted on the Hill, you can add a reaction. For me, I can edit it. It's not giving me the option to reply because it's my own thing, right? So I can't reply to myself. I know here. So if it's somebody else's, then I have the option to hit reply, right? So replying, what that does is it will basically acknowledge this person. So I'm replying to them. And when I write my message, it'll just be another message in the channel here, but recapping what their original comment was so you have context, okay? That's different than, let's say I go back to B-Star's original comment. Wow, I know a lot of people are slowly moving off Etsy to Shopify and other platforms. Let's say I wanted to create a more detailed, lengthy discussion about this. Then what I would do is click this guy here that says Create Thread. And when I do that, Discord will ask me to name the thread. Okay, I'm not going to do it. I'll show you what it looks like. But it basically creates like a sub-channel underneath the channel that we're in. And I have this set to where as soon as there's no activity in that thread for 24 hours, it will archive it automatically. That keeps everything nice and clean. It's one of the things I really like about Discord, is it's really designed to help for, which is great for any kind of community, to help keep things nice and clean. But if I do want to access an archive thread, I can. So I'll move on to water cooler chat, which, by the way, is where I am now. This is the channel I'm using to make those announcements I originally was going to use Start Here for. Start Here was also, the reason it's named that, it was also intended to give you instructions for kind of how and where to start. I haven't found it necessary. Everybody who's joined so far seems to have gotten the idea, for the most part, of how this works. So if I go into water cooler chat and I want to look at the archive chats, I can click here where it says threads, and it will show me archive threads, right? And if I want to revive one, I can click on here. And as soon as so notice what it does, it shows it as kind of a sub-channel. This is what I name the thread. And if I wanted to revive it, all I would have to do is type a reply in here. If I don't type a reply and click back up to water cooler chat, it goes away because it's still archived. So the only way to wake up a thread is to access it from within the archive threads and make a comment, right? But I don't see a lot of people creating threads. You're welcome to. I believe you have the permissions to. If you don't see that, then let me know, and I will get into the settings and figure that out, okay? The other thing you'll notice is on my right is the list of people who are online and the list of people who are offline. I can hide this by clicking there where it says hide member list. Okay. Over here is a way to access pinned messages. We don't have any yet, but let's say I wanted to pin Eve's message. I click the ellipsis and I choose pin message. I believe, again, everybody has that permission to do that. If not, let me know and I will fix that. Here you can get into your notification settings, so you can decide whether you're notified about all messages or only mentions, or maybe you don't want to be notified about anything. So choose that option here. Over here is your inbox. It will show you all your unreads, and over here I can click and it would show me the list of all the, anytime somebody replies to you, that's counted as a mention, and you'll see all those in here. I don't want to click on it because I have some private conversations that are inside of that. Right? And that's basically the lay of the land in terms of how to use Discord. Like I said, most of you who have joined here so far are getting it. It's very clear. The one thing I don't see people utilizing, which might be useful, are the threads, right? Further down, I added a suggestion box. So this is where I'm inviting you to come in and make any suggestions, a section or lesson that you'd like to see added to the course. This is the place to do it. And then skipping the voice channels right to where it says setup. So from here on down, everything's organized exactly the way it is in the course. So setup is the first section in the course. So it has a channel for each of the lessons in the setup section. So the idea is, obviously, if you're studying a lesson in the course and you have questions, you come into Discord, you find the appropriate channel for that lesson, and that's where you will ask your questions, right? Then I have the second section as the bookkeeping fundamentals. So far I've only got one lesson in there, right? And moving down the line, you get the idea. These empty ones are ones where I haven't published the lessons yet. So as soon as I publish a lesson, I add the channel for that lesson. This way, kind of the idea is to limit the discussion to questions about the lesson. If you haven't had access to the lesson yet, how could you have any questions, right? And generally speaking, if you're not sure where to post something, just post it in the water cooler chat, right? Let's jump over really quick to my mobile device, and I'll show you what this looks like on the mobile. And you're going to see this is the mobile app, I should say, is one of the main reasons I love this app so much better than Slack or any of the others. So on my mobile screen, I've got the Discord app up. You can see on the left, just as you might have seen in the desktop app, it has my different Discord servers. I'm, of course, in the e-commerce accounting one, right? And you can see that what I've got on my mobile screen is the left margin that you see in the app. And one of the reasons I love this so much is the layout. The experience is very consistent. So if I want to get to the middle section where the messages are, and let's just go to water cooler, for example. Well, once I tap on water cooler, it just takes me in there. But I can swipe left to get back to the channels. I swipe back right to get back in there. And I swipe right again to get to that members list, right? So it's literally the exact layout that you have in the desktop app, but sort of reduced or repurposed, so to speak, for a smaller screen. So I just find that makes it really, really easy to use the app, and you have all the same options here that you have anywhere else. So you can see Martha's message where she's saying, "I hope all is well." I'll tap and hold, and then I have all the same options. So again, mobile. So a lot of things that you might just click on the desktop, here you'll tap and hold, and you can see I can reply, create a thread, I can copy the text, any of the things that I need to do. And this is what makes me love a mobile app for an app that I use when I have access to every single feature that I have in the desktop. In other words, a lot of apps that are designed for mobile, they limit you. A lot of features are not there. This has everything. Anything I can do on the desktop app, I can do on the mobile, and I love this because I can be on the go, and one of you can ask me a question about something that if I don't need my screen available or QuickBooks or something, and I'm just on the fly with my mobile, I can easily get in here and reply to your questions. It actually helps me to better serve you because I can get in here and address things very, very rapidly. And that's basically it. If you tap the hamburger menu at the top left, that will also reveal that left-hand margin. Obviously, you can scroll up and down to access the different channels. So that's the mobile app. You've seen the desktop app, and hopefully you get the idea. But again, if you do have questions, anything about how to use Discord, go to the Learn Discord channel, post your questions there. I'll get back to you with a response. And based on the kind of feedback and questions I get, I'm obviously very happy to do more videos to make it easier for you to know exactly how to get access to the resources that you want access to. And that's about it, folks. I'll see you in the course.